Hey guys, I just finished filming the Ask Matty Show. We were covering a bunch of the swing trades that we just finished successfully. Guys, check out what we just did recently.
Walk us through some of the things that you've been doing, some of the trades that you've been successful in.
Sure. So one of the most recent trades that we were in for a little over 20 days, so under a month here, was this render trade. So something we observed here on this particular chart, this is an asset that we like from a fundamental perspective, but that doesn't mean that we can't capitalize on market volatility and also make money when the market is going down, or if we think that there's a technical play to be had. So, render had this really big parabolic run in 2021, came back down for deep accumulation pretty much all of last year, but then we got this huge run up at the top of the year. Render actually outperformed Bitcoin from the top of the year, up over 450%. But what I was noticing as Render was coming up into the zone, I said to myself, all right, and in our crypto charge members said, look at this area that we're coming into here. Look at the heavy resistance we're about to encounter up here. I think we might be able to capitalize on a short position. And if you guys aren't familiar, that means making money when the market goes down. You're betting that the market will go down. And using something like KuCoin or BitGet, in this instance, we had to use KuCoin. You're able to use leverage as well. So use more money than you actually have in your account. So when we saw the initial pop up here towards this, $2.20 mark, we didn't get short immediately. We wanted to see confirmation. So what we did is we actually grabbed a Fibonacci tool here. We went swing high, swing low. We went to enter off of this 702 Fibonacci retracement up here. So that was around $1.92. And I told the team, hey, let's set it up like this. We grabbed our short position tool. Let's enter off the 702 here, but let's put our stop loss just above the local high up here so that if price does decide to come in for a double top, that we still are in the trade and we didn't get taken out. So price comes up, as you can see, comes in for that perfect double top. Our stop loss does not get hit. And I said, let's take our profit around 90 cents. And there's a couple reasons for that. The first reason was, if you guys look here, we highlight a little bit of support in here. You guys can see the previous resistance that was in here. We had the resistance here from November 8, as well as kind of a little bit of resistance here from May, as well as this 50-week moving average. So this is an aggregated price of what's happened over the last 50 days. So we have two areas of confluence suggesting this would be a good area to take profit. And that was the reason we took a good entry here. You guys can see that price came down to 89.9 cents. And then reversed perfectly from there. So that's how the render trade played out. Sometimes they're quick, sometimes they go right to your target, and I love it when they play out this way.
TA's BS, right, Matty?
That's some stuff you see on Twitter of people not fully understanding what technical analysis is, or they talk to people who use a million indicators and they try to make it seem more complicated than it is. But really, you just need a few tools and an understanding of how TA works, and you can really capitalize on this. We also did an oil short, and this one was a really long trade. And a lot of people in our group didn't necessarily enjoy the length of this trade, so they didn't stay in this trade as long as I did, but a good portion of our members decided to ride this all the way out, and they reaped the biggest reward. So I looked for a very similar setup here for the oil chart. Go ahead and just remove this off of here. We'll go ahead and take off these moving averages. What I noticed here, as we were getting into this parabolic top, and I'm sure you guys remember when you guys went to pump gas back here in March of last year, you guys were seeing $5.50 here in California. I know some of you guys down towards San Diego are paying over $6 per gallon. So obviously we were all feeling this, as a collective. But when I saw this big blow off top and I saw this huge parabolic move up, I said, I think that might be the top of oil. So what did I do? I did just like we did with render. I went swing high, I went swing low here. And I said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and enter off of the 702 up here. So what did I do? Just like previously, I went grab my short position tool. I put my stop just above that local high up there. But I saw the much bigger reward here if I was going to catch the top of the oil chart. So what we did is we obviously looked for a little bit of support, which is all the way down here, right? There's all the support down in here. Looking historically left, right, there's even more support down in this area, as well as the 200-week moving average. So this is the aggregated price over 200 weeks. So from entry, right, we waited for price to come back up to our area. We got short up in this area here around the 702. Price moved a little bit against us initially, but total, this was a 44% move in our direction. Now, how long did this take? This took quite some time, right? If we were to go ahead and just measure this out, go from this 702 over here, the initial tap on the 702, all the way down. This was a 282-day trade. So basically 2/3 of the year we were in this trade. But, it's nice to have position trades like this that just kind of run in the background. You don't have to think about them too much, especially when you score a good entry. And you have trades like render that play out in less than a month and you earn a reward very nicely.
Obviously, you're no slouch, Matty. All right, let's show what the people what they want to see. I know we're about to get into some XRP content, but show them this potential Bitcoin short. Matt hasn't hopped into it, but he has set the parameters. Matty, can you walk us through some of the parameters for that trade?
Sure. So we're actually going to be going Bitcoin long in this particular scenario. No worries. So we're going to be going Bitcoin long, and I'm going to show you a couple reasons why we're doing that. So initially, our previous trade to this was actually a trade we got stopped out on, but that's fine. And that's the reason we use stop losses. We need to use risk management. If you guys are not using a stop loss when you are leverage trading, you are putting your entire account at risk. And that is not how traders operate. We operate by calculating and mitigating our risk very intentionally, meaning you're risking only 1 to 3% of your portfolio. So when you do take a loss, it's calculated, it's controlled, and you can move on and still be profitable over long periods of time. So the reason we went short initially prior to, the most recent candle is you guys can see here that we had some serious resistance. So we had, this initial candle over here that came down and found support. We found some resistance over here. We also had an inability to break over here. And then we also got rejected from this other daily candle off the 200 week as well as that there. So we went short here because we were having trouble breaking over resistance. We put our stop loss just above the local high. That got taken out. And that's fine with me because now what I have in this particular situation is confidence that we now have a bigger retracement that's incoming for Bitcoin. We have flipped very key levels. We've also flipped very key moving averages. So we're basically going to be setting up our Bitcoin long something like this. You guys can catch all of the exact parameters as well as updates at cryptocharge.com. We have a weekly play section there. We give you guys the entries, exits, multiple take profit targets, as well as a description, charts, and then if there's any updates, we also update there, as well as our Discord community. So I'd grab my long position tool here. What we're looking for is a retest of the broken resistance level. So we just talked about how this was like a big ceiling. We've busted through the ceiling. So what do we need to see for this uptrend to continue? We now have that we've busted through the ceiling, need to use the ceiling as a new floor of support. We want to start seeing bouncing on it as if we were bouncing on a trampoline. So I want to enter off of that broken level. That's going to be around 25,100, 25,250. That's kind of the area of interest there. What we want to do is we want to bring our stop loss just below that local area there. We don't want to have it too loose to where, we're reducing our risk to reward ratio so low. We also want to have it so tight that we don't give any breathing room to the trade. And what we want to do here is we're going to take a multi-step profit, but of course we can look for areas of resistance up higher. So we got this area up here around 31.2. We've got also this area below here where basically price is currently, but again, we're looking for that retest first. And of course we have much higher prices, but we want to take this level by level because we're going to be swing trading this. We want to capitalize on each leg up. So what will we do here is we basically tighten this up here to put our take profit around 32K, stop loss around 23.5, give or take. We have the exact parameters again, like I said on our website. And the most important thing here is the risk to reward ratio. So with a setup like this, we're first of all trading with the trend, looking for more upside, continuation to the upside. But the risk to reward ratio being over 3 means that for every dollar we're risking, we're looking to make $3.66. So that also plays into the risk management part of it, allows us to lose multiple trades in a row, risking only 1% of our account. It only takes a couple winning trades, not only to break even, but to put us in profit. So this is how we're handling Bitcoin as of now.